pronouns are she, her, and I am the co-founder of Philanthropy Phabrics.
And my name is Kundai Kapurura. My pronouns are she, her, and I am also a co-founder of Philanthropy Phabrics.
So we started Philanthropy Phabrics in January of 2021, and we started brainstorming in the summer of 2020 when the pandemic was going on, the Black Lives Matter movement, and the Oregon wildfires. And Kundai was noticing that I was getting really into fashion, and she was really into graphic design at the time. So she reached out wanting to do a short project together, and we started brainstorming Philanthropy Phabrics in a way to use our art to give back to our community.
So we kind of started with brainstorming what we wanted our mission to be, and we moved on to a logo and creating social media, and eventually we started creating clothing, and our first opportunity to sell was through a pop-up, which was local, and ever since we kept selling on Depop and Instagram.
So for me, I have always been really into fashion. Growing up, I went to a pretty strict Catholic school. With the uniform, I would still try to find ways to stand out from everyone else and add certain details and accessories to it. And then once I moved to a public school where I could wear whatever I wanted, I started exploring more with fashion and design. And after I came home from my first year at university, when the pandemic started, I started experimenting more with painting and sewing. I started taking sewing lessons and really getting into finding new ways to explore creative outlets.
Mm-hmm. And for me, I would say it's kind of a family thing. On my mom's side of the family, they really enjoy sewing and fabric work. And then on my dad's side, I feel like they've always been educators and readers. So he was very much into reading and magazines and media and pop culture. And so just that combined rubbed off on me as I grew up, and I just became interested in different styles of fashion. I would say our pieces that we brought today kind of represent our willingness to explore outside of conventional boundaries when it comes to design. I think that's something that we've both kind of related to when we create. It's not always, your traditional pieces with the same fabrics that you'd usually see in stores, and I think it really shows through.
Yeah, definitely. We always try to emphasize that all of our designs are one of a kind. Every piece that we make is hand painted or hand sewn. We don't make a double of that piece. So if someone has one of our pieces and that's the only one of its kind. Mm-hmm. Each launch, we try to combine different elements, such as taking a piece of clothing and upcycling it by sewing, or upcycling it by painting, or sometimes we'll do patchwork. So I think this next launch that we're working on will have a really good combination of all of those things.
We actually haven't figured a name out yet.
Yeah, we don't have a name yet, but we're working on it.
Yes.
Yeah. The motto that we usually have associated with our brand is redefining activism through handcrafted fashion. To us, that means using our creativity in a way to help our communities. So we focus on sustainability, creativity, philanthropy, and originality. And I feel like those are the four big things that we try to focus on when we're creating our pieces.
Yeah. We try to focus on community more than just the product, because I feel like we started this from a genuine place when there were things such as the height of the Black Lives Matter movement and Oregon wildfires and civil unrest in the pandemic, which drove us to start this brand. So I think staying connected to those roots of togetherness and being a positive impact on our community and our world is our true mission. I think for us, or for me, I really liked streetwear, and I knew about this brand called Off-White, and later started getting into more the designer and the background. And Virgil is one of my biggest inspirations for fashion design. I think he really does a good job of playing and experimenting with new materials and ways of designing and creating. I've kind of been really inspired by it, and it shows through some of the pieces that I make today.
Being of Colombian descent, I've grown up with a lot of Colombian culture in my household. And through visiting and going back and forth, there's such a difference in how they have fashion there and how we have fashion here. They have a lot more pieces that are out there. They're a little different than what we would be used to seeing here. I always like to find ways to combine American and Colombian culture into my own designs.
Our designs can be found at select fashion shows, pop-ups, and just markets in general. If people want to access them outside of those, they can find them on Depop or just message us on Instagram. Yeah. And we are also working on a website that will be coming out at the end of this month.
Okay.
You can find us on Instagram as well as Depop at Philanthropy Phabrics and TikTok, which we've been doing a lot more recently. Then our website will have that link available in our Instagram.